department in our home, and we are your city agency, and it's just it's a proud moment because it's great to see all of you here. I tell you, some of you are here that were involved in the Black Lives Matter march earlier today from 1 to 3, and I think they even went past that because it was a great event. We were there to support that event. We were there to make sure that event was safe and to make sure the intersections were clear so we could walk and we could walk together. And you know, it couldn't have gone any better, to be honest with you. So again, I thank all the people that were there to send a message, and we're going to talk about that message. Obviously, that's why we're here. But thank you, Vero Beach, and all that were there, because it was peaceful and it was the right thing to do, the right way to do it. And we are simply showing not only Indian River County and Vero Beach in Florida, but even the nation, how we can peacefully protest and how we can come together, unity in community, and we can send a message to everyone. And we don't get caught up in distractions with violence and destruction, because then the message is not clear. So again, thank you. It was a great event. It was better than I think we expected. It was probably a 300 to 400 person turnout. Then we met in the grass section by Heritage Center and kneeled for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Just ask Darrell Rivers, that's longer than you realize. But it was great, and we took the time. We allowed the group walk from there throughout the city, and obviously thanking our fine team here at VBPD for staying with them. We had 4 bicycle units out and marked units to make sure again that everyone was safe in doing what they wanted to do, being there. And you know, I knew so many that were there too, and it was great to see everybody. So we're going to start. We got Pastor
Ball,
and then I'm going to say a few more words, and then we're going to have our Mayor Anthony Rivers. And it's not going to take too long, but you know what? Thank you, and thank you once again for being here. This is outstanding. I'm proud of this police department. I'm proud of all of you and our community. And again, we're a shining star because of how we can come together and send the message, whatever the message is, whenever throughout the year, to send the right message to our community. Certainly proud, so thank you. And why don't you give yourself a round of applause real quick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. I've been given the privilege and the honor to open us up with prayer. Before I do, I would just like to say a special thank you to our Chief, to the men and women of the Vero Beach City Police Department for the excellent job that they did today in helping voices to be heard. And so if we could just give them a little round of applause and give them some thanks. Would you pray with me? Lord, I openly and freely admit that over these last few weeks since I watched what happened to George Floyd, Lord, words like senseless, murder, whatever those words are, just cause my heart today to not know exactly how it is I should be praying right now. But God, you tell us that Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father making intercession for us. And the Holy Spirit intercedes for us in words and groanings we cannot understand. I do know this, Lord, that one of the hard things of living life on this earth is when we feel like our voice is not being heard. We feel like we've cried out in the streets and nobody is listening. But I thank you, God, that you listen 24/7, 7 days a week. I thank you that you are a God of justice. And in the end, there will be complete and total and right justice. But Lord, we need that on earth today. And so we come before you today and we thank you for the voices that are crying out in different ways for change in our country. We thank you for voices that are crying out against hate and voices crying out in favor of learning to just simply love one another. And Lord, that was what you told us to do. And the greatest command of the Bible, you said to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. That it was the greatest command, and it is the greatest command. And then you said second is to love one another. And that everything else hangs on those two things. So God, we thank you for this opportunity today to just express ourselves, to come together, to learn, to grieve a life that was lost and taken senselessly. And God, we turn to you in this hour, and we ask you to bring your love into this place. And we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Bill. So we're here for obviously a reason this evening, everyone, and we're here this evening to stand together, as I mentioned. Now, we have to stand together tomorrow and moving forward. We're standing together against police brutality. We're standing together against police brutality and police misconduct, but we have to stand together. And this is a great way to show the community and the nation that we can, and that can be done in other communities. So thank you once again. I'm going to read this message. It's relatively brief. We put it out on Facebook on Monday. It's a message for me, obviously. This commitment and appreciation to our Vero Beach community. The shocking, senseless death of George Floyd and the disregard for human life and dignity at the hands of law enforcement is truly heartbreaking. Prayers are relative. The Vero Beach Police Department has been and will continue to be committed toward our community by way of partnerships, citizen interaction, trust, transparency, and accountability. We understand the importance of this commitment as we too are part of our wonderful community. Please know we understand there are concerns and frustrations. Set an example for our communities to follow. To voice a message can be done in a respectful, peaceful manner and without violence and destruction. The latter only distracts and takes away from the intended point of focus. We can all live by the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated in a fair and equitable way. God bless and thank you. So I hope that summed it up in a relatively brief letter that we put out on Facebook and that I shared with you today, because again, that's what it's all about, folks. It's we need you and you need us. We cannot be divided. We have to be together. We have to stay united, and that's what we strive for here at the police department. We know we have to earn your trust. We believe we've earned your trust, but we have to continue to earn your trust. You can't rest on your laurels. None of us can. So we, day in and day out, moving forward, we have to earn your trust. So I can promise you that if any one of you, and I know several of you, you can call my office, you can stop by it and make an appointment, you can see me. And the ones that are out there that have done that, they know it's very easy, I'm very accessible, and it'll happen. So I don't care if it takes till Christmas, I'll sit down with every one of you if you'd like to. So that's my invite and my pledge to you as a community. Let me turn this over to our mayor, Anthony Young. And if you've ever been over at Young Park off of Indian River Boulevard, that's the grandfather. So our mayor, Young, and grandfather, it's a long history of that family name here in the city of Vero Beach.
Good evening, y'all. As the mayor of Vero Beach, I have the to communicate to you the spirit of those people that you elected to represent you. And at the last city council meeting, we began the city council meeting with a unanimous commitment that what has happened with George Floyd is something that is not a reflection of us here in Vero Beach. This community, and I grew up here, not far from this place, has always striven to be a place that we share our passions and our loves. And most of you realize that I'm a veteran. I graduated from Vero Beach High School and served in the Army for 30 years. There is no color in the United States military, because the man next to you is the same man that's going to be beside you. I have veteran friends that I call because I asked my public here. And I went into Bosnia with a command Sergeant Major Benjamin Mosley, a black gentleman who I have utmost regard for. And Sergeant Major stood up for me, okay? And I am standing up for every single one of you here. And black men and women from El Paso, from Fellsmere, from Gifford, from the county made Vero Beach an Indian River town. That is a fact. And if you go on Memorial Island, you will find black veterans that are honored there from World War I to date. And if you look in our midst here, we have a black veteran that was a recipient of the Silver Star, Sylvester McIntosh. Sylvester understands, as I do, that our nation is united. We cannot stand as a community without being united. And I am also a person adamantly about my faith. I've tried to express where I would love our community to be, and that place is to have our, not mine, our hearts together as we move forward, because it's in the city's elected officials' hands, it's in the police hands, and more importantly, it's in your hands how we move forward. And the legacy of George Floyd is going to be in how we move forward and share that love with each person next to us. And I just want to say and echo where Chief is today, what you did, taking the initiative to come out and say that George Floyd mattered, is important to the nation, it's important to Florida, and it's important to us. So again, I wish my heart could express it even better. Everyone here, you're great Americans, and God bless you. And never let this opportunity stymie us as we become closer together. And that's all I got to say. Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask this young lady to come stand up with me. She was so passionate today during the rally. So, so today's is about unity. So first of all, we want to give our condolences to the Floyd family. We're sorry about what happened to George. It should have never happened. So we just want the family to know that we love them all the way down from Vero Beach, Florida. So lately, I've been asked a question about how I feel being a black police officer, watching white police officers in videos killing black people. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I get angry, real angry. Sometimes even make me embarrassed to wear the uniform of the black people. So, black lives do matter. White lives matter. But most of all lives matter. So we all in this world together. We're not here being one race, we are one race. So this is what gives me hope about wearing this uniform, being a black man in this uniform. And a lot of them are standing behind me right now. And I trust them with my life. Most of them come to work every day with the right intentions to do the right thing. And I'm proud to say I work with all of them. The unjustified killings must stop. And it has to stop. We do not condone the senseless murder of Mr. Floyd by the Minneapolis police officers. I didn't say police officers, I said police officers. Because we all got an obligation to stop things when we see it are not right. And those officers did not take that step to do that. So don't judge all police officers because of their actions or inactions of other police officers. Because we're not all the same. Like I said earlier, we all come here every day with our intentions to do the right thing. The great Dr. Martin Luther King once said to something to this effect, one day we will live in a nation where we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Character speaks for everybody. I'm going to say that part one more time. I'm just going to get that part wrong. That's what he said now. One day we will live in a nation where we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Because character is very important. Even if you're wearing this uniform, character is very important. And the creed is still evident right now in law enforcement to this day from what the great Dr. Martin Luther King said. Lastly, we deserve better and we must do better as police officers. We must do better. Final word. If we do not do better, our democracy will fail and chaos will prevail. And we don't want to have chaos in our America like we're seeing right now. So it has to stop today. We love you. So once the truck go by right quick. So in honor of Mr. Floyd, we're not going to do 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I tried that today. So we're going to do 1 minute of kneeling in silence for the family of Mr. Floyd. 1 minute, not 9. 1. We'll go down together one time.
It's all right, guys. I got you.
All right.
So we're going to afford the opportunity. We're going to allow you, if you would like, to say a few words. If you would like, we have the first one. And this is Shadell. Shadell, we walked with Shadell today, and it was a great event. It really was. Right before that, I just want to introduce and welcome and thank Vice Mayor, Council Member Laura Moss. I see Council Member Graves in the back. Thank you, sir. And if the other council members here, I just don't see. And also our city manager, Monty Falls. I know he's here somewhere, over by the tree. We just, as always, have to thank them for their support and again working together and being very supportive of the police department. We need that. So here's our first.
Hey guys. There are protests going on right now in all 50 states of the United States of America. There are protests going on in 18 other nations around the world. This is the largest civil rights movement in the world ever. And what has it done? Today, a statue of Robert E. Lee was taken down. Yesterday, another Confederate monument was taken down. And this is what I want to say. Do not stop. We have got momentum. We must keep going until this nation is radically and totally changed. The officer said, matter yet. And so we must keep up. Black lives are equal to all. Until all lives actually matter, Black lives matter. The good mayor, he said that he said that there was a black veteran in the crowd, which means he contradicted himself. He sees color. And we don't need to be colorblind. We need to see that all colors were made in the image of God. I bear God's image. He bears God's image. We are all image bearers. We can see color. My husband's white, right? And he says to me, I can't stand when people say all colors, I can't see color. Because they're telling me that I can't see how beautiful and fun my black wife is.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to wrap this up. It's my face, man. I didn't do nothing serious, man. Please, 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 I can't breathe. Please, man. Please, somebody, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, please. Man, I can't breathe. My face, just get up. I can't breathe, please. I can't breathe. I can't move. Mama, I can't breathe. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Came from behind.
Mary Jones.
Mary Jones.
Yes.
All right, Mary, nice to meet you.
Bear with me, y'all. I was at Orlando yesterday protesting. I lost my voice. Basically, I wanted to speak about just voting. We need to vote, and we need to start in our community. Basically, each community needs to start with the local power so we can escalate to the White House. We need to get the people that are not supposed to be in out. Our youth, we need to educate our elders. Elder power, basically. And we also need to stay outside. We need to keep marching as brothers and sisters united. We need to be the strength for those who are scared right now to come outside in fear. But I will not live in fear, and I will not bring my child in this world as fear. I'm a mixed woman. My mother is black, my father is white. So what I'm trying to say basically is we got to keep doing what we're doing, and we're making a movement. We're being heard. So we're strong. We're strong. We out here. One last thing I wanted to mention. What I feel is the police now, the employers, you guys need to start speaking up. You need to take the racist cops out. You got to take them out. You got to take that mindset out. You got to get them out, please. So if you really want to help us and you guys care for us and you feel our pain, call them out. Make your complaints. Chief, that's why,
We need a system report.
yeah.
Yes.
Chief, please know your employees, know your co-workers, and you know there's racist ones in your system. So please take them out. So we're strong, we're proud, and we here. Thank you for listening.
Good evening. 5 years ago, I was in these streets screaming no justice, no peace, because Corey Jones was taken away from us from a police officer. So I did all this. But what's next? Because 2 years later, I couldn't get 20 people to come to a rally. So this is great. But let me tell you something. The problem isn't here at the Vero Beach Police Department, because this radical activist sat down with this chief instantly. The problem is, what's next? We need our legislators to mandate body cameras. We need civilian review boards, and we have to stop allowing the police to police themselves. You have to have a memorandum of law which Vero Beach Police Department has. So we're not at the problematic agency. I can tell you that, because I pull public records in every single one of them. Right, Chief? Yes, sir. But what do we do next? When there's police-involved shootings, you cannot allow that same agency to police themselves. Internal affairs does not work, period. It doesn't. So at the end of the day, it did not happen here, but it has happened here, and we never want to see it again. I said the day that I see this is the day I retire, because this is a beautiful thing. But what agency does it next? When do we start speaking out and say, you know what? We don't want to give these guys a bad name. We're tired of killer cops amongst us. That's what I want to see, and that's the only reason why I'm here, because I'm done. I did all this. But what do we do next? Do you know who represents you at your city level, at your county level, for the state? Where are they at today? That's the problem. When we speak to young teens that we mentor and they can't tell me a legislative, executive, and judicial branch, but we'll shut down the roads, for what? What do we do next? I implore you to answer that question. I love all law enforcement, and I love my community. But when does it stop? When does it end? It needs to end today. And this is a beautiful beginning. God bless.
I am 17 years old. I was born and raised in the county of in Vero Beach. It is a shame that we have to stand here today in 2020 to speak about racial injustice that has been going on for centuries. We need a change. We need demands in our county to change our police force for the better. I have a few demands today that a few friends and I have come up with to ask for change in our police station. I asked for an independent inspector body to investigate police misconduct and criminal allegations and controls evidence like body camera footage. We need body cameras on every single police officer that is on the streets. Every single police officer that responds to a call. We need evidence and accountability. We need to create a requirement for states to establish board certification with minimum education and training requirements to provide licensing for the police. In order to be a law enforcement officer, you must possess this license. The inspector body and number one can revoke this license. We need to hold their license accountable, their badges accountable. We need to refocus police resources on training, de-escalation, and community building. We need to see you guys holding the same standards to every block in this county, not just in Gifford, not just in the poor neighborhoods, everywhere. We need to adopt the absolute necessary doctrine for lethal force as implemented in other states. I fear for my life is no longer a valid excuse. We need to codify into law enforcement the requirement for police to have a positive control over the evidence chain of custody. If the chain of custody is lost for evidence, the investigative body and number one can hold law enforcement officers and their agencies liable. Thank you.
Okay, this will be our last one.
Register to vote when you're 18.
And help register all of your friends to vote too. We need a massive voter turnout in November, and you can help do that. I wanted to pass on some wisdom that I read on Facebook the other day. It said, to say that all lives matter is like the fire department going to a house on fire and saying all houses matter and spraying down every house on the block when only one house is on fire. And right now, black lives are on fire and black lives matter, and that's where we need them, both on that fire.
Okay, I'll take one more. Nobody? All right. All right, yes, sir. One more. Are you ready, sir?
Hi, I'm new to Vero Beach, just moved here from New York. And I'm paying attention to a lot of different things. You know, I moved it to a lot of places. I'm originally from Alabama. in the heart of racism and stuff. And so many people don't really understand where the microaggressions and why so many people are so angry on so many levels. There are so many parts of our personalities that we have to check. And until we start to look at each other and start to understand that we are in this thing together and we are trying to build one life that feels good for everybody, we're not going to make any progress. The microaggressions that everyone is dealing with and everyone is having problems with are similar to the lying culture that we live in. We live in a lying culture, and everybody's not a big liar. No, everybody's not a racist. But the reality of it is every small lie, every omission, everything that you are doing is paying a part to this big problem. So we have to pay attention to the microaggressions. We have to pay attention to the little omissions of lies. We have to pay attention to everything because now we're awake. So welcome to the next future. Welcome to the next side of humanity. Really feeling what is going on and paying attention in ways and being awake and being present in every part of everything that you do. This is America. This is not just your world, just your country, just this. Everybody's trying to smell the same air, live the same life and register under the same country to vote. So pay attention, guys, and really make sure that you are paying a part in every little action and every little thing that you do, because this is tiresome. We are tired. We are over it. You know, we do everything right. A student, trying to make everything perfect, trying to do everything I can. But guess what? It's still not enough, and I still have fear when I run. So wake up. This is not the United States that you think lives behind your gated community or your community of suffrage. It is a bigger picture, and animals smell it, and we should too.
All right. This will end our program, folks, but I do want to tell you a couple things. That please stay if you would like, and we'll stay as well. I know I will for a little while longer, and we can socially mingle. I do want to say a thank you to Dr. Moore with the school district and his staff, Krista Maddox as well, for bringing us the bottled water today as well. We have plenty of that, so if you want to hydrate, we're here for that as well. So. I know it's dinner time. So just want to end it with thank you once again for being here, for saying the words that you've said, for sharing your feelings. And it's a great turnout. And we're proud to be a part of this community. And we will continue to earn your trust and make sure that you understand and know that. So again, God bless.
We said thank you, Chief, that's all.
God bless all of you. God bless all of you, and please drive safe home. And again, we're here all the time for you. And today's been outstanding. It's one day of my 30 plus years that I will never, ever forget. So thank you very much.